discuss the three significant ways that World War One impacted the art movements. So I chose my three significant ways are they put things on hold. Some art movements benefit from the World War One with expressing themselves and showing new styles of art, and then also some where it had like groups and different people and all working with the same movement and expressing themselves through that certain movement. Some of their groups were short lived because of World War One. So in Art Deco, there's a new type of decorative art that they were supposed to exhibit, and World War One put it on hold, and it started in 1914, and then it didn't even actually be exhibited until 1925. The French government, which hosted this exhibition between the Golden Domed Les Invalides and the entrances of the Pieta Paulus and the Grand Place on both sides of the Seine River, endeavored to showcase the new style. This exploded with over 15,000 different artists, architects, and also designers displayed their work there at this exhibition. These exhibition was delayed because of World War One, so there was such a good turnout because of this new type of art, and it couldn't even be expressed whenever it was discovered because World War One had happened. And then also, which we'll discuss later, is like people were drafted for the war, so things had to be delayed because of that also, and people were sent home. So if people were in different countries exploring art and working with different groups, they couldn't finish them because they got either drafted to the war and some were killed, and then also they were sent back home because of the war. Another one that was significant to me was the Dada and Surrealist photography. So in this, they were able to show and express the devastating effects of World War One. So this was driven by World War One, and the Dada and Surrealists sought to create a new type of art, one that created chaos and absurdity through modern life. So they utilized photography as an important medium for expressing themselves and expressing what happened in the war. And they were able to, of course, photography, take photographs and express things like that. So these images aimed to convert viewers' perspective on what was normal and offer new perspectives on social and political disputes. And so this art movement was able to express the devastation of World War One, and they benefited from it. So they were able to, create this new style of photography and actually utilize it because of World War One. The other one was the certain art movements, like the expressionist art. They were creating groups to express themselves and to share ideas and different styles of art, and all of these groups, and they were put on hold because of World War One. World War One had caused such a devastation, and people were leaving, like I said before, because they were being drafted and they were being killed, and they weren't able to go back and join these groups to help express themselves through their art and continue their group. So a lot of them were short-lived groups because, they had no choice. With the Depression, Industrial Revolution, people had no money. People were, like I said, drafted. People were killed. And these groups could never come back together because it was so hard to come back from the war. And in ways that affected art, tremendously. But then in other ways, different styles of art movements were able to express themselves and improve because they were going through such a hard time, and they were able to take that impact of what happened and express themselves through different art movements and different styles of art. And so the three significant ways I chose were, and there's probably many others that you have discussed and my classmates have discussed, but the three ways that I discussed were it put things on hold. things were short-lived. They didn't last long because people had to go home or they were killed because of being drafted to the war. And then some art movements were able to express themselves more because of the war and able to grow because of it. Thank you. I will have my questions listed in the discussion.